Welcome to this afternoon edition of POV Live. Right now, we're going to get into Meghan's big score. Did she rob a bank? I mean, in order to believe this, that's basically what had to happen because I don't, for the life of me, yeah, sure. Meghan's big score, as ever, made $4 million in a week. Yeah, friggin' sure. You know, I know there's propaganda, and I know that there are things that they try and do to make her look good. I know that. I get it, right? We get it. But $4 million, where you're talking about a person that had low stock, okay? We saw her sell out very quickly. Now, the implication with the sellout very quickly, I guess she thinks that means she had thousands and thousands and thousands, right? And all of that sold out, so she made some serious cash. No. It wasn't even close probably to 500. In my opinion, even less. I think this woman lied about everything, and now with this story that we're about to read, with this ridiculous number, I mean, I could understand, fine, you want to put out some lies, you want to put out a story, literally, because that's what it is, a story, right? You want to put out something like this, okay, but $4 million, that's a lot. That's pushing it. That's even something where it's not logistically possible because we saw everything that happened, because the business isn't big enough for that. It's really tough. And you want to try and say that this is something, I would say fake. That's the only thing, honestly. And also you're going to see that this is from, Jack Royston as well. So very, very honest, very, very obvious that this is propaganda on Meghan's part that just broke, I'd say an hour ago, something like that, a couple hours ago. I can get it. Okay, fine, Meghan. You want to lie about yourself. You want to make your brand seem like it's a thing. It's not. But if you're going to go with, I can't wait to read this, by the way. I cannot wait to read this. But if you're going to go with $4.5 million in 1 week, there's propaganda and then there's bullshit. That's what it is. Meghan Markle's audience data for her online shop, what? As ever, hints at the potential. Hints. God dang it. So it is. So it's propaganda. This is a lie. Oh. Hints at the potential for multi-million-dollar earnings if she can increase the supply. Yeah. Meghan, can you hear that? Can you hear that, Meghan? From your own propagandist, Jack Royston? Can you hear that? Okay. If she can increase the supply, which she does not do, she does not keep her products stocked. And this is the problem that we have. And especially now, when you talk about Netflix and the deal ending, what's going to happen for As Ever? Seriously, what's going to happen for As Ever? Is it over? Is As Ever pretty much done? In my opinion, I think it is. I think that there's no doubt that if Netflix is so behind As Ever the way she claims, then you're talking about some serious problems that she's going to be facing if they're pulling the plug on the deal. I had to move that a little bit. Sorry. So, okay, you know what? You want me to, this is a message for Jack Royston. I'm talking directly to you. Jack Royston, I finally agree with you for the first time ever in the career that I've ever been covering your articles. Yes, you're right. Now, I don't know about multi-million because I don't think she has that kind of power. You know what? Fine. Let's go into multi-million for a quick second. before we get into the next sentence. Multi-million. Does, for the people that are here in the chat right now and for the people that are watching this on the replay, put it in the comments. Does Meghan Markle and her fan base of people that would buy her products, do they have the capacity for multi-millions of dollars? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Tell me in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, just tell me in the comments. And I'm being so honest, and I'm not being anti-Meghan here. I'm being so honest from a business perspective. She doesn't carry the weight. So if you're talking about Harry buying products, maybe. If you're talking about Harry doing something, because how do we know that this man doesn't support her businesses in that way? He buys all of her shit, you know. He probably buys stuff, what do you call it, on the day when it goes live. So I'm going to give Jack here, I'm going to give him a bone. Is Meghan Markle capable of, even if she could keep her products stocked, is she capable of multi-million dollars? And the answer is no. No. The answer is absolutely not. Now, maybe in the future, maybe, but she would have, you're talking about way down the line and where she's not considered, but that can't happen. No. Like, in order for her to have that type of, I don't even know if Gwyneth Paltrow, does Gwyneth Paltrow make that kind of money? Let's see. Goop earnings per year. Let's see. 66 million. Damn. Okay. Gwyneth Paltrow gets that. See? I just don't believe that Meghan has that potential. I'm sorry. Maybe this is a challenge to her. Fine. Oh, she's going to see this. Oh, they're challenging me. They say I can't do it. I don't think Meghan has that kind of power. So I don't think she has that kind of pull. I don't like multi-million dollar. Let's see if there's any details on this. Goop's revenue stream, various sources, online store, branded products. The company's online store is 66 million in 2024. Estimated growth 0 to 5% 2025. See, there's not really any details, but this is the online store. Okay, that's awesome. See, online store. What about Meghan's online store? She doesn't even keep her products stocked. We can't even prove that it's her store. We can't even prove that they're her products. Oh my God, that's true too. We can't even prove that they're her products, just like we can't even prove that they're her kids. Oh my God. Oh man, everything about this woman is just the worst. I swear it really is. Multi-million dollar earnings? No, we talked about that. If she can increase the supply of products. Yes, that's the serious question. And you know, there still isn't an answer to that, why this is. The only thing we've seen is something about quality, that she wants to keep the quality and she's not going to let the quality be hurt from whatever. That's the only thing. Because this is true. And you want to know what? For the first time for Jack Royston, great job here. Honestly, if she can increase the supply of products, yes. As a matter of fact, maybe Jack is like trying to give her some tips here, because this seems like some tips. She released her first product in April, sold out in minutes. Exactly. Sold out in minutes, right? It did. Yes, it did. So how many was in stock really? You see, and just like this watch, you see Goop, watch, Goop earnings per year. Now, of course, it hasn't been a year yet. Let's see. Oh, Meghan Markle. No, doesn't say anything. Tig. What? Her lifestyle blog, the Tig, generated 80K. What? Yeah, sure. I know, right? Yeah, sure. 80,000 Bro, that was back in like 2015 when nobody gave a shit about influencers, really. Everybody was doing the influencing thing, but it wasn't as big as it was. Or maybe that was the height of it, 2015. But I can't believe that. 80,000 from where? Hold on. Okay, watch. Let's take this over here. Oh, where's the link at? Net worth, Meghan's net worth. Man, nobody believes that crap. No way. So yeah, see, we can't even find the as ever earnings because it's not available. This is the problem that she has. So $4.5 million in a week, as for the headline, could have made $4.5 million in a week. Could have, but it didn't. Okay. She released her first product in April, sold a later drop in June. Napa Valley Rosé's lightning fast sales pose questions about how much she could have made with the supply produced being unlimited. I mean, yeah, but no. This is kind of like a hypothetical that means nothing. Is that what he's doing here? Okay, now we get to the propaganda. This is a hypothetical that means nothing. There's no way. And I don't know. I'm hoping that he says how he came up with 4 million, what to know, how it matters. $30 each. Nick, Ed. Oh, okay. It's 4 million because some random guy said it in Newsweek. Okay, so that's how. Okay, we'll get to that later. This right here, this sentence right here, this is a massive lie, hypothetical propaganda statement. The lightning fast sales post questions about how much Meghan could have made had the supply of produce. What? Had the supply of produce been unlimited? Produce? Do you mean product? I'm guessing he meant product. Supply of product. Because produce means vegetables and stuff in the vegetable aisle, right? But anyways, supply of products been unlimited. Okay, fine. So what he's implying is that Meghan Markle's products would have continued to be sold and the stock was there, then she would have made $4 million. Now, I'm not going to shut it down just because it's a propaganda thing. We're going to think here. We're going to digest. We're going to really throw him a bone. I could see at tops $1 million. If she had unlimited product and there was actually things in stock, they're implying that when people bought it, right? Like this is her fan base. When people bought it once after her fans bought it, then there was going to be a bunch of other people buying it. That's what he's implying. I just don't see that. I don't think that normal people or people that don't know her, I don't see that at all. No, because essentially we can change the headline to this article. The headline to this article is, will Meghan's brand as ever only failed because she had low stock? That's basically what he's trying to say. Oh, she could have made $4 million if it was unlimited because she's so amazing. No, not at all. Newsweek has been told that as ever website, 500,000 page views in the week of the second launch, giving some insight. Yeah, but 500,000, are you okay? So they're implying that 500,000 purchases. Yeah, sure. No, sorry. No. In the week of the second launch, giving some insight into the scale of demand for her produce. I guess that's a different word than I think. I thought it's supposed to be scale of demand for her products, but okay, I guess it's a British thing. No, I just don't see that. I mean, I'm trying to be fair here, and I'm trying to give Jack a bone. I'm trying to be fair and say, okay, let's look at this from this perspective instead of saying, no, Meghan sucks. Nobody wants to buy your stupid wine, Meghan. I can't see it. I don't think that there's people outside of her fan base that would have bought this had there still been product like right now. I just don't think so. Because what they're trying to say is that since it was 500,000 views, that would equate to 500,000 purchases. And that's not true. That just is absolutely not true. Uh, why it matters. Demand appears to be far outstripping the there it is. There it is. Oh, it's because it's limited. It's because she doesn't have product. That's why. Da, 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 da. Shut up. The number of goods available, meaning Meghan is taking only a fraction of what she could be earning. Yes, but all of this stuff is on demand. So if there's low stock, it's because Meghan chose to buy low stock. That's why. Newsweek used the page data, online shop, yada, yada, yada. Viewers bought the cheapest $9. See, if there it is. Oh my God. Thank you, Jack Royston, for confirming what I just said. If each of those viewers, meaning 500,000 people, bought her $9 raspberry, then that suggests she could have earned $4 million. You see. Oh, of course. You know, and this is the thing. People only went to her site because they wanted to see what the hell everyone was talking about. That's what they wanted. And there's not people. You can't say that. Trying to say that is like just trying to say that every single person that went to the site is going to buy, and that's not true. Then again, propaganda. Of course, it's nothing like that. Simple in a million pages. On the other hand, it's likely that many of those who did buy would have purchased more than one item. Well, that would be true, Jack, if the wine was still available, because it doesn't exist anymore. Jack Royston. And they might have opted for expensive products. No, such as Meghan's most expensive item, Blossom Honey, for $28 a jar. I still can't believe that. No wonder it's a collector's item, because it's a scam. There's a wine, $30 a bottle, yada, yada, yada. Nick, and here it is, Nick Ed, a UK-based brand expert. I think $4 million is a lot for what you can expect someone like Meghan to earn a week. Now, I know there's only one reason why this is happening, that this kind of story is out. One reason and one reason only, because of the financial narrative surrounding the Netflix deal. That's it. They had to get something in the press that would say Meghan Markle, $4 million she could earn. Something. Why? Because this is a financial disaster, especially if you really are getting like $20 million a year from Netflix, right? If you're really getting that kind of money, which that's what is supposedly said of the deal. So you can really see that now they're trying to say, no, Meghan could be fine with her as ever brand. No, she's fine. She's totally okay. Yeah, sure. $4 million is a lot. It's literally impossible. But definitely they could be earning $1 million a week. I mean, okay, you know what? Fine. Watch. Hold on. Let's do some quick little simple math here. Okay. It's not difficult. Nothing serious. Okay. For $1 million, and we're going to stick with one product, right? We'll say the apricot spread. How much is Meghan Markle at apricot spread? It's $28. $9 a single jar, $14 a jar in keepsake packaging. Okay, we're going to go for the $14 a jar in keepsake packaging. Okay, you see that number right there. $14 a jar. For $1 million, okay, at $14 each, how many what's the stock? How many numbers? How many would you have to sell? Okay, for $1 million, yeah, there you go. Let's see what the number is. 71,428. And that's just for one product. Okay, one product. Now, this is trying to say that they could definitely they could be earning $1 million a week. See, this right here, she doesn't have that. 71,000 in product. She doesn't have that. Meghan doesn't have that. You're talking about, I think that she maybe had this 428 We were talking on the live with Paula and Manuela, and I think that's what Meghan had, 500, some low ass number like that, 500, 250, something. I don't think anything close. So you know what? Fine. I mean, if you want to talk out of your ass, Mr. Nick Ed, and of course Jack, because this is propaganda. If you want to talk out of your ass, that's cool, I guess. But this is absolutely false, because there's no chance in hell. There's no chance in hell she's getting 71,000 in stock. No. And by the way, I don't even think she has that in her. This is what we're talking about with the idea of pull and weight. Like, I don't think there's 71,000 buys. Now, how much would we attribute to her fans? I just don't believe that she has that many fans. We do know that a lot of the profiles on X, a lot of the profiles on Instagram, here on YouTube, they're all fake. And a lot of them are ran by the same person, or they're ran by like people in foreign countries. I mean, I don't know if Meghan Markle's fans could move 10,000 units. I don't. Because look, this is how much she would have to move: 71,429 units. I don't think she has that type of pull. I don't think she has that. I think that's a pipe dream. There we go. Yeah, this isn't real. This is propaganda. So there's no way. In my opinion, I don't believe this is real. Do I think she could make some money? Yes, you could. You could, if you had 10,000 stock of the wine, 10,000 stock of the tea, 10,000 of the honey, 10,000 this, 10,000 that. She could make some of the 10,000, but that number was 70,000. See, 10,000, 70,000. This maybe, if Meghan was to have 10K in stock for all of her products, I think she would sell 7. Yeah, that's a good number. More than half, because there are people that are her fans that they would end up buying multiple. So like 1,000 people would buy multiple shit. So that would take it up a couple of thousand just there by itself. That. But I do not see 70,000 units. No, not at all. I don't that's the thing, Kelly. I don't think she has that many. I really don't. I just don't. I don't think this is her customer base. I don't think her customer base is that wide. I don't believe it. And that's why I ran this story right now. But I think the main thing is to get the product right. What are you talking about? I still don't understand this concept. They're talking about the quality again. What do you mean? I think people are going onto her site to have a look and see if there's new products available. If there was new products available, it would be in the press, of course. That might skew the numbers a little bit expensive. The expensive things like the wine, if she gets that right, that's where she's going to make her big bucks. Oh, really, Nick Ed? Well, I messaged to Nick Ed. The wine literally doesn't exist anymore, Nick Ed. The only thing she has next is some kind of champagne, sparkling champagne or some shit. But the rosé wine is going to be replaced with something else. So imagine if you, as a customer, right, you bought a bottle or 3 bottles because you were scammed. You bought 3 bottles of Meghan's wine. You liked them. It was a good wine. I don't know why you would like it, but you liked them. And you said, okay, I want more. You can't get more. It's not available. That might skew the numbers. Expensive things in wine. She gets that right. That's not possible. There are additional caveats. Newsweek figures estimate a possible revenue that does not account for her costs and therefore how much is left of profit. Whatever company doesn't profits would be split with Netflix, who are equity partner. Now, that's the thing as well. I have to say, in my opinion, I feel like Netflix has completely left her out in the cold. I think that they could have had her like on the Netflix website, Tudum.com. They could have had her stuff. Like, they put out press releases on Tudum, but her actual products weren't there. I feel like Netflix was, they weren't in it. They didn't want to. And you can really tell because they didn't really push her as hard as they should have. Because like with a successful show, Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things has products up the ass everywhere on Netflix. You go to the Netflix store, you can buy everything from Stranger Things. Can't buy anything from Meghan. So then they have to split it with Netflix. Ed suggested there might have been an unusually high demand during the week of the drop. No, there wasn't. People just wanted to see what the hell it was. Oh, it's so annoying. They're trying to say that during the week of the drop, but are not destined to become regular customers or customers at all. In other words, whatever the sales for the first week might not necessarily indicate her sales every week. Well, that especially when you're talking about the price of the products. Who the hell is going to continue to pay $28 for honey? It's not sustainable. And that's why this doesn't even feel like a business that she wants to succeed in. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like an ego-driven thing. That's what it is. Like, it's not for Meghan to say, oh, I have a business and it's successful and we're selling around the clock. It's for Meghan to say, glug, glug, glug. Well, I mean, have you seen that my business is sold out? Have you seen it? And everyone's like, yes, Meghan. Yes, we've seen it. You literally don't restock your products. Yes, we've seen it. Look, look, look. Yeah, and it's sold out. And don't forget, I did that. That was my business. Yeah, Meghan, we totally see it. And you know they treat her like that because that's how she gets. Therefore, not definitive. Do lend additional insight metadata. No, they don't. Ed said that her greatest chance of success lay not in the food products that she originally used to launch as ever, but rather more recent addition of wine. I'm gonna disagree with the second part because I agree with the first part. I think that she needs to lay off the food products because they're just too damn expensive. It doesn't make any sense, you know, because if you're trying to really have turnover, if you're trying to get customers and keep them and make them repeat customers, you're not going to do it with a $14 apricot spread. And it's not even jam. It's like a runny mess, you know? I agree with that. The only thing I disagree with is the fact that the wine is going to take her there. No, unless, you know, we have to go along with what they said, unless she can get product, unless she has 70,000, which I just don't see that selling anyway. She should at least be making millions of dollars a week. No, but is that demand going to go? Still a novelty product, essential product issue. We have a repeat customers. Will you have repeat customers? That's a good question. Will you have repeat customers? Definitely if the wine doesn't exist anymore, Meghan. Ugh. But beyond that, I think the worst part about it that would deter repeat customers is the 3-bottle thing, right? I think that would be very tough. If you were trying to get people to continuously buy 3 bottles for $90 or $120, I think that would turn a lot of people away. I really do. I cannot imagine you having people repeatedly buying crate mix or flour sprinkles. See, exactly. I agree. I do agree with that. Yeah. I still don't get it. I still don't get the flour sprinkles thing. They don't taste like anything. Is it really just decoration? I still don't get it. It's like edible gold, right? It's got to be what it is. And that's the biggest problem with this because the consistency isn't there. You buy 1 tin of tea and then think, well, I can get the same taste for cheaper. Of course, because these are collection items. That's what I think these are. This isn't about buying something that you're going to continue to buy. Meghan's edible flour sprinkles are one of the big points. Yeah, they sucked. Many mocked on social media. I think the wine is actually different because there's consistency there and people get a preference for taste. Yes. I'm going to lose my mind about this. Can someone get a message to Nick Ed, please? Because my eyes are going to pop out of the front of my head. The wine doesn't exist anymore. So there will not be repeat customers on that. I don't know why this is so difficult. It annoys me, honestly, to get a preference for taste. Yes, for a taste that's not on the planet anymore. It's in people's stomachs and pissed out. A flavor they actually like to provide for birthdays, Christmases, and just have it in their fridge. Look, let me tell you something right now. If you bring a bottle of As Ever wine to my damn birthday, I'm going to kick your ass out. I don't know who the hell's thinking of bringing some As Ever rosé wine. You might as well bring me some MD 2020. That's what I want. Or some Bones Farm. I'd rather have some Bones Farm than As Ever. If she gets that right, that's where she's going to earn her money. Focus on wine, get the supply side in place, and have it available globally. Was it not available globally? And have it distributed so you can go to a wine merchant to buy an As Ever wine. I just don't. That's tough. I mean, her fans will do that. Her fans will go to Specs or, we have Holiday Wine and Liquor where I live. They'll go to a liquor store and buy As Ever. Her fans will. But I just don't see the appeal for mass consumption. I don't. I really, really don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be ordered online. That's not true. So that's the end of that. We're going to go ahead and end it there. That's not true. So overall, we read it. We knew what it was going to be, right? We knew it was going to be propaganda. This is only happening because of the financial disaster that is the Netflix deal not being renewed. We knew this was going to happen. So we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for being here on this live. We will catch you next time.